All right then. So I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I didn't exactly have a coherent plan for today about what to do. So I figured we might as well do some React. Now, my main issue with React content is I don't want to steal someone else's whole work. So I do make a lot of pauses in the videos while I show them to make my observations. But uh, also with music, I'm hesitant to react to anything with music, usually because of the copyright system. Now, I have noticed that in this one, so this is going to be more of like like not a first reaction, but it's going to be more of a uh, looking at this and trying to see what we can figure out. Because I do think that this is actually a really meaningful thing, and I'm not the only person. There's been people who have pointed this out, and Skybros does seem to, or Skybrows, Skybrows does seem to appreciate people doing reacts to his vids. I've seen under some React videos of this song in particular that he does actually seem to appreciate people paying attention to his work in this way. So it's like I'll take that as license. If I'm wrong about that, he could just shoot me a text, not a text. He could just shoot me a message, and I'll remove the content. But that being said, I wanted to highlight this because I've heard his other songs, the Joe Rogan, the Breathing Elon's Musk, but I do have to say, I disagree with Nux about this being slop. I actually think that there's something significantly deeper about this song than we're giving credit for, and there's actually the top comment, funny enough, uh, is shit, where did he go? Uh, fuck. Okay, well, there was someone who did a real deep analysis of this, and I can't seem to find the. Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? Someone did a fairly deep analysis of this song, but all right. I guess let's just go. So this is cream of the slop, which already is fairly intentional because cream of the crop. Let's put the subtitles on because luckily for us, he actually gave the subtitles. All right, let's see what we can get from here.
Creamy man, creamy man, creamy manjaro, creamy me, me, creamy man, creamy man,
That's
creamy
obviously JD
manjaro,
Vance.
creamy, creamy man, creamy man, creamy manjaro, can't see me, creamy
Is that John Cena and Smug Alana right there?
man, creamy man, creamy manjaro, with
It's
cream,
Kirsha.
the ice bits all slap, but cream sits on the top. Don't click off, hey, just stop. It's full cream till you drop.
So I think that this part right here in the song is actually quite illuminating to like the whole point of the songs he's been generating. If we go right back, um,
Creamy man, creamy
right,
manjaro,
right
with
at the
cream,
AI part,
the ice bits all slap, but
like this, they say this AI spits all slop,
cream sits
but cream sits on the top.
on the top.
Don't click off. Hey, just stop.
They just stop.
It's full cream till you drop. So I think part of this, and again, this wasn't my observation. Someone pointed this out to me. And I would love to find the comment in the thing. It's just I couldn't find it in the comment section for some reason. Um, I do think part of this is the point that like Kirsha and other people have made about AI art, which is that obviously in the hands of someone who doesn't understand art, it's just going to produce exactly that. It's going to produce slop. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going frame by frame for this. Wait, I have to go the other way. Okay. Is that in the hands of someone who doesn't understand art in the first place, you're going to get nothing but slop. But AI is actually a potential game changing tool for artists who are actually artists. They actually have an artistic eye, and they actually have artistic skill to help speed up and enhance their process, which is an argument I've made before as well. So obviously the majority of AI content is going to be slop, but if you're honest with yourself, if you go online and you look at the majority of genuine artists online, the majority of what they're producing is actually slop as well. Like Yeah, and that's because there's more ways to make slop than there is to make, I guess, the cream, if you will. The good stuff. Um, I'm just gonna say this. I fucking hate the slop language. The whole slop concern. It is become itself a bit of a slop obsession. Like the people who hate slop to that degree in the first place are themselves just as overly concerned with the slop as the people they're complaining about, just in the opposite direction. It controls their life as well. But oh my god. I just realized. Is that an elk meat sausage? Oh my god. Okay, fair enough. I have a sneaking suspicion that that might be elk meat sausage, but also again, the meat of the song is literally right here.
Stop, it's full cream till you drop. Watch clankers, booties pop. Manjaro, just a goofy prop. Cream foams that doesn't flop. All this algorithms pop, and it's the cream of the slop. Hit loops that never stop. Blow screen, yeah, praise the scroll. Cream sound, we lose control. The nonsense makes us whole. Real truth inside the low.
I want to pause for this part because actually this is the part that hit me the first time I heard it. Because some of the stuff kind of like went over my head. None of the visual stuff, like obviously that's Nux, Philly and
Cream
Asmongold,
till
the
you
very
drop.
phallic
Watch
rocket.
clankers, booties pop.
Um,
Manjaro, just a goofy prop.
but
Cream foams that doesn't.
let's go over here. Let's see. Oh, there's a typo there. Uh, let's see. Nope, not this part. Right here. Okay, that's not what I meant to do, but if I can get this to go away. I hate YouTube sometimes. Okay. Uh, the nonsense makes us whole. Okay. Real truth inside the lull. This is a very to the heart of also, funny enough, you know, uh, Epstein and his connections, right? Redacted. Yeah, fair enough. But I find this particular verse really interesting. The nonsense makes us whole. Real truth inside the lull. That was a thought that I've been telling people this for a while, and the over obsession with productivity is literally killing people. Uh, because the thing is, and I'm not talking just physically, although it is physically killing some people, but for medical conditions, but like spiritually and psychologically as well. The problem is that people in many cases are so concerned with being productive that they kind of just forget to live their own lives. Everything becomes work and nothing becomes just being. And I have a sneaking suspicion that this is largely due to the like influence of consequentialism and deontology on like Western culture. Uh, but that's a question for later, I guess. Um, but I think that that's actually quite important. Important. The nonsense makes us whole because we're mammals. Like there is in every mammal species, there is the nature of play, and play doesn't leave a mammal in its nature when it becomes older. And you can see this even in classical history, in like the times of sanity, if you will, and the times of magic. So like those are two different times, by the way. Play used to be fundamental to the human experience. That was something you never really stopped doing. I mean, just look at, for example, the how important the board game was to the Chinese culture and how highly valued chess were. Yeah, sure, these are still games. Even if they do teach skills, they're still games. They're still primarily, you know, fun. That's like the whole goal of like nine men's Morris of chess and checkers is their constraints of rules that you get to like, learn and manipulate and then like do the same with someone else, and it's a bonding experience. But in a large part nowadays play itself seems to be demonized by a lot of people in favor of productivity, and it seems to me to be a very anti-human way to live your life, to again remove play in story from your life because again those are like fundamentally human capacities. But the meme culture part, oh, I hit the wrong button there, that one was on me. uh is the truth, the real truth inside the lull. This is how memes work. This is why memes sometimes are really good tools of exposing people for their idiocy, because the entire point is like, what makes the meme funny is that it speaks the truth in under the guise of irony. So, and that's the whole point about comedy, is like, oftentimes the best comedy does at least point to something in the real that you can recognize, right? There's no such thing as purely abstract comedy, but
Truth inside the low volcano totem pole. Let him ignite your soul. Hit
Mizuki and Kaya.
like, yeah, that's the goal. Thanks for your time. I stole this strange attention hole. Now share to reach my goal. Creamy man, creamy man.
I do also like this part. It's like again, this everything about this song seems intentional. Uh,
Goal. Thanks for your time. I stole this strange attention hole. Now share to reach my goal.
it's kind of funny because again, for your time I stole, but did you really steal the time? To be perfectly honest, again, it's like people are motivated in some respect, at least subconsciously, by the pursuit of their own good, and the pursuit of your own good is going to change from time to time, even from moment to moment. And they make value judgments. So when someone decides to, for example, watch a YouTube video, when they watch like Skybro's YouTube like music video versus, let's say, a video of a bunch of kittens playing, on a live stream. I forgot what channel that was, but or for example, instead of watching a lecture on, let's say, Islamic theology, right? It's because the person in question sees more value in this content than they do in the other content, at least for their purposes. Even if that purpose is entertainment, and entertainment is fine. You need, like, there's a purpose for soft for low culture, for entertainment. It keeps people sane. Um, but again, I think that's kind of just taking the piss.
Creamy man, creamy man, Jaro. Creamy man, creamy man. Climb him
Super
tomorrow.
Musk.
Creamy man, built like Apollo. Someone notice me. Creamy man, must like and follow with creamy man. Some say he's hollow. Too
Does the
spooky,
Zuckerboard?
creamy man, easy to swallow.
Hold on, what does that actually say anything? Oh, fair enough.
To swallow. Easy peasy, creamy man. Lactose Picasso, lemon squeezy. Creamy, dreamy, man. We're trapped in his lasso. He's creamy.
And again, this I think is actually very telling of like the whole point of this project is it's an attempt to reel back in the spirit of the good times in the internet before everything was fucking ridiculous and overly serious. When you could just have fun on the internet. So you got Charlie the Unicorn and fucking Nyan Cat. So he's trying to capture the magic of the time. Oh, you know what? Fair enough. Like unicorns are associated with magic too, and he's literally writing a magic cat. That just popped in my brain. Oh my god.
He's creamy.
If that sliding down the mountain meant anything, I don't genuinely don't know what this is, but that's a nice callback to the previous ones with the horse girls and the ivermectin. It's Hirohe. I genuinely okay. So I think this is based camp, but I could be wrong. But I think this is based camp. Now, to be fair, I personally do not like based camp. I'm not saying that they're wrong. I just don't like the personality per se. And everyone's gonna have that. Everyone's gonna have that one like person that they're just not gonna vibe with. But like back when I used to watch them, I was like, yeah, they're hit and miss. Like, everyone's hit and miss. Everyone makes a mistake somewhere. But I stopped watching them after the husband fucking lost his mind and suggested maybe assassinations are, understandable actually after that whole healthcare thing with the Luigi Mangione. Yeah, no, I'm not tolerating this. But yeah, so I think this is based camp. That's obviously Rev.
Creamy man made of gelato.
This Chibidoki.
Seemingly creamy man, no one that we know.
Yeah,
Evidently
Charlie, that's who it was. Moist Critical and Tim Pool.
creamy man, torpedo. Heat-seeking creamy man, gosh, he is neat and dreamy. Why chase the likes? Cause we're in sync when punchlines land just right. We trade a wink, a low, a link, our tiny campfire light. Attention's rent for life on earth, we pay it with a grin. We live rent-free in other hearts, so joy can wander in. Creamy.
And right there, I think that right there sums up the telos. Like the whole goal of like this project and the whole goal that people should be shooting for, to be perfectly honest. Hold on. Go back.
Creamy man made of gelato. Seemingly creamy man, no one that we know. Evidently creamy man, torpedo. Heat-seeking creamy man, gosh, he is neat and dreamy. Why chase the likes? Cause we're in sync when punchlines land just right.
So again, I do really like this particular line. Why chase the line? Why chase the likes when we're in sync? When punchlines land just
Punchlines
right,
land just right.
we trade a wink, a lol, a link.
A low, a link, our tiny campfire light.
A tiny campfire light. Maybe I should just. Oh my god. Okay, so that's the button I pressed. Attention's rent for life on Earth. We pay it with a grin. Uh, like we live rent free in others' hearts, so joy can wander in. And also, again, fucking really clever to put Neurosama, you know, in this particular thing because Neurosama, Neurosama's an AI. She doesn't have any hearts. She doesn't have a heart. She doesn't have any thoughts. She doesn't have a soul. But we still love Neurosama for one very specific reason. She is a fucking sci-fi story that we all grew up reading, but usually in the sci-fi stories, it was a horror story, and then it actually turns out no, Neuro is just a delightful little being, to be perfectly honest. And it turns out reality is more magical than we could imagine. But there's a whole kayfabe with the family and the real connections made because of Neuro. So again, we live rent free in others' hearts, so joy can wander in. And I actually think this is, the telos of the entertainer in like the VTubing community. Now, obviously, everyone has their own purpose for going into VTubing and going into creation, but I think the real motivation for creation for a lot of people, even if they can't articulate it, is this right here: to be allowed into other people's hearts so that so that we can either bring joy to them or we can help invite joy into their lives. I think that's fundamentally the telos of the YouTube creator, or like of the of the Rumble creator, of the person on Twitch. I think that's what the telos, the proper function of this particular role is. I've never heard the word telos. It just means function, purpose, or like end. So
Free in other hearts, so joy can wander in. Creamy man wears only Prado. So bougie. Creamy man, memes are his motto. Native Fuji. Creamy man, don't look in his grotto. Seriously, creamy man in avocado. Hot steamy. So yeah, the reason's this: to brighten up our lives, to catch the feeling in a meme, so that the tribe survives. We post to pull the future close and shout, I saw it too. Creamy Manjaro says the art, in fact, is you.
and again, I actually appreciate this guy's stuff because he just wears the point on the sleeve. Subtlety is for cowards in this particular endeavor, to be perfectly honest. Like, again, the whole point of this song seems to be about, and I'm not the one who notices. Someone pointed this part out to me, is that we may be seeing the rejection of the isolation for the past 40 years, which has been developing through the development of niche cultures online. And that people are rediscovering connection, ironically enough, online as connection was dying in the real world. And admittedly, some of this dying of connection was due to the internet, but the dying of connection preceded the internet. It was something that was already happening. So let's see if we can go back. I'm just going to use this again. So, yeah, the reason's this to brighten up our lives, to catch the feeling in a meme. Now, I'm going to pause here because, again, meme is a dual use word. It means different things in different contexts. Obviously, most of us, when we say a meme, we're talking about a package of information, usually funny or poignant, that can be propagated. And that's exactly what a meme, is. A more technical description is it's basically like the genetic, the genes in a culture. It's the irreducible units of meaning transmitted through culture as the substrate thereof. But so, so that the tribe survives, and there's the classic God contacting Adam, or reaching out to Adam with a finger fully extended. Adam not wanting to, reach out to God, but it's the creamy Manjaro. So that the tribe survives, we post to pull the future close and shout, "I saw it too." Like, let's see, uh, creamy Manjaro says the art, in fact, is you. So again, I think this entire song is about the rediscovery of connection and a hope that connection can be rediscovered through the very technology that seems to have accelerated the degradation of, or at least is blamed for the degradation of connection. I could be totally fucking wrong, but that's my assessment, and I'm apparently not the only one who thinks this. And this goes again right here. Says the art in fact is you. That again, the only people who are going to be good with AI art are people who actually have an artistic vision in the first place and some artistic sense and skill. So you need both a vision and a skill. uh, because ultimately the art is always going to be in some way a reflection of the person making it. Now, I'm of the opinion that art is I definitely am more of an objectivist when it comes to the interpretation of art. I think art is definitely a concretization of metaphysics. I would, but because I actually think art is fundamentally meaningful, whether or not you think it's meaningful. But yeah, so the only people who are going to actually be able to make art through AI are going to be real artists.
Fact is you. Creamy man, creamy Manjaro. Creamy Manjaro. Full creamy man, creamy Manjaro. Can't see me, creamy man, his fellows the jello. So jiggly, so jiggly,
There's Leaflet.
so jiggly, so jiggly. Song slaps bigly.
I will pause it here again because there was a thought that I had about this particular line, and it's a thing that's I've noticed recurring in the songs. Is that okay? Maybe I should turn that phone off. Is that in each song that he makes so far, there seems to be a reference to enjoying the music that he himself has actually created. And at first, with the first couple songs, I thought it was a little indulgent, but I had a bit of a realization watching this song. Seeing this song is like, why not? Why shouldn't you? Why? Be real here. why shouldn't you toot your own horn, especially when you're proud of something that you've done? Like, why is it bad to enjoy and promote the things that you make? There's nothing bad with it. The only one who's going to promote the things that you actually make is you. So why the hell not just wear it on your sleeve? Why not just directly come out and say it? Like, yes, I think this song is good. Like that's why I put it out there. So I actually this song actually gave me a new respect for those particular verses that I was like, it's kind of reaching. I think that, I actually now have a greater appreciation for those. Also, Trump is God, Emperor of mankind is never gonna not be funny.
Song slaps Song slaps
And again, mankind reaching out to the skies. Um, just like in the previous song, so you're keeping up that previous motif of in the midst of our it's so over, we have now found our we are so back. Uh, so I quite enjoyed the song, to be perfectly honest. Um, and again, this gives me hope for the future of AI art. As you can see, it does still suggest me AI art regardless. Um, there's another thing that I kind of wanted to point out here is AI is basically magic. It's like halfway between golems and magic. Because like robotics is just the modern realization of the fantasy of a golem or some kind of moving statue to perform work for you. And AI is literally the use words in order to create form out of chaos. The chaos being potentiality. And I actually kind of find it interesting that again, cream is the motive here. Because if you do like a frame by frame analysis, obviously you'll see like inconsistencies, which is fine because it turns out you find these inconsistencies in human animation as well. you know, but when it's playing, for the most part, you don't see it full speed, or at least most of the time you don't see it. Um, but the thing I was getting at is water is often associated with the unconscious, with the subconscious, the subliminal, but it's also associated with potentiality. So uh, you often find in like Indo-European mythology and many other mythologies, like for example the creation story in Shinto. You'll find that the world before order is imposed on it is water. It's formless. It's chaos. Now, chaos doesn't mean disorder. It means literally that without form, without essence. A world without form is a world that has yet not yet been been made, not been yet been organized.
creamy man, creamy manjaro, creamy me, creamy manjaro, full creamy man,
I'm trying to figure. I'm pretty sure because the lady we saw in the bunny
creamy
ears is supposed
manjaro,
to be a
see me,
Barbie reference. Yeah, Smugalana, Kirsha, we already talked about that.
I spit all slop, but cream sits on the top. Don't click off, hey, just stop. It's full cream till you drop. Watch clankers, booties pop. Manjaro, just a goofy prop. Cream foams that doesn't flop. All this algorithms pop, and this the
And again, the what what a frame. But yeah, it's the hold on, let's go back here. Cream floats, cream foams that doesn't flop. This algorithm's bop. It's the cream of the slop. Hold on. My computer is about to crash on me. Hit loops that never stop. Glow screen, yeah, praise the scroll. Let's see. Cream sound, we lose control. Okay, so we got to that part already. Um, but yeah, I think the cream obviously is cream of the crop. So when they're using cream in this entire song, they're talking about again the best of the the best of what AI can offer. AI as art, you know. So. Oh, hello, Long. I didn't. Sorry, I had the OBS in front of me. I actually didn't see you were here.
This whole real truth
But
inside the
yeah.
low volcano totem pole. Let him ignite your soul.
Also, Hassan getting clowned on for the fucking dog will never not be funny to me.
Hit like, yeah, that's the goal. Thanks for.
And again, the whole thing about like the cream being the best of the best, or the cream being like some kind of like because it's interesting because there's very few scenes where cream is not associated with the scene, and it seems to denigrate the thing being discussed. Like, for example, obviously YouTube, and everyone has their complaints about how YouTube is run for very fucking obvious reasons. Uh, we have the thing with Kitsunero, where she got demonetized for no fucking discernible reason, and YouTube won't respond to her. And then we had the thing with Shoe on Head, where again people were getting flat hit with content strikes, but she didn't put out the content strikes, and even her video was age restricted, and YouTube didn't say anything about it. And it's because YouTube survives by just straight up not addressing any of the problems it has.
Yeah, that's the goal. Thanks for your time. I stole this strange attention hole. Now share to reach my goal.
And then the share to reach my goal, everyone is involved in the success of creators.
Creamy man, creamy man, Jaro. Creamy, creamy, creamy man, climb him tomorrow. Creamy man, built like Apollo. Someone notice me, creamy man, must like and follow with creamy man, some say he's hollow.
Again, another example of there's no cream with the Zuckerborg, the real AI fucking data generator where it's like, ah, yeah, 10-year challenge. It's like, oh yeah, you don't want to give anything to AI, but you still use Facebook. And real fucking wonder, right? I don't use Facebook because I just hate the platform, and I also don't trust Zucker. But I don't really care about AI per se. like AI can take anything that I make and repurpose it however the fuck it wants.
Creamy man, easy to swallow. Easy peasy, creamy, man. Lactose Picasso, lemon squeezy. Dreamy, man. We're trapped in his lasso. He's creamy.
Again, is this supposed to be someone? I don't know who this is. I'm genuinely curious. Skybrows, on the very off chance that you actually like watch this video and like put up with me being a spaz, could you tell me who this is?
Creamy man.
You know what? It's authenticity. That's what it is. The cream is authenticity. I think that that's what it's getting at. Is like because again, it's like what unites other than being like obviously soulless corporations that don't really care for you as a creator. Facebook and YouTube. There's not really any authenticity in the platforms themselves. Any authenticity on those platforms comes from the actual
Made
users.
of gelato. Seemingly creamy man. No one that we know. Evidently creamy man, me man torpedo. Heat seeking creamy man. Gosh, he is neato and dreamy. Why chase the likes? Cause we're in sync. When punchlines land just right, we trade a wink.
Hold on. I gotta rewind this. Was that all the social media platforms?
We trade a wink. Hello.
Yeah, okay. I didn't go back far enough. Oh, well, yeah. Okay, so it is more than just YouTube per se. Let's see.
We trade a wink, hello, a link, our tiny campfire light. Attention's rent for life on Earth, we pay it with a grin.
Fucking It's a Gundam, yeah.
We live rent free in other hearts, so joy can wander in. Creamy man, wears only Prado. So bougie, creamy man, survives. We post to pull the future close and shout, I saw it too. Creamy Mimi Manjaro says the art, in fact, is you.
I find it interesting that the line is so that the tribe survives, because the tribe can refer to all kinds of things. But again, I think again that cements the fact that this is all about the rediscovery of connection through the internet in a society that had been more and more atomized over time. Ironically enough, not through capitalism, but by the Gnostic impulse that I've complained about in other videos. If you want to, if you want to more on that, you can see my Darling in the Franks video analysis. You can see the analysis of a couple other videos. I guess I'll put them in the description. But
Creamy man, creamy Manjaro. Creamy Mimi, creamy man, creamy Manjaro. Full creamy man, creamy.
also, I will say this: just the embracing of beauty in itself, I actually quite
Creamy
appreciate.
Manjaro. Creamy Mimi, creamy
It does seem like we're kind of, as a society, getting sick and tired of beauty being denigrated.
man, creamy Manjaro. Full creamy man, creamy Manjaro. Can't see me, creamy man, his fellows the jello. So jiggly, so jiggly,
Don't know what this jiggly guy is, but I really want an explanation to this.
so jiggly, so jiggly. Song slaps bigly. Song
Again, that it definitely embraces the logic of the dream.
slaps bigly. Song slaps bigly.
The cream must not die on Earth, but we must. It must go on to the stars for Kardashev's sake, right? See, honestly, this song alone has way more heart in it than a lot of fucking products that I've seen, not just on YouTube, but like I'd say that this has a lot more heart in it than many movies I've seen recently. I don't watch a lot of movies recently because they're fucking hollow and vacuous. But so, oh my god, where is it? Fucking oh shit, here it is. Oh my god, I could have just gone a little bit down. Ah, okay. Let's see how my observations hold up. I think it's brilliant that if you really pay attention, the song is explaining everything you need to know about what Bros is doing. And it's so incredibly hopeful. Manjaro, just a goofy prop. The Will Smith eating spaghetti reference, the early AI videos, and what happens if you just put prompts in and rely on the AI without any effort or skill on your own part. This AI spits all slop, but cream sits on the top. Real truth inside the lull. And the verses toward the end, why chase the likes? Because we're in sync when punchlines land just right. Retrade a wink, a lull, a link, our tiny campfire light. Attention's rent for life on earth, we pay it with a grin. We live rent free in others' hearts, so joy can wander in. So, yeah, the reason's this to brighten up our lives, to catch the feeling in a meme, so that the tribe survives. We post to pull the future close and shout, I saw it too. Creamy Mimi Manjaro says the art, in fact, is you. We live in an age of separation, not just in the past 10 years, not just Zoomers, but 40 years ago. Okay, yeah, this is the guy I was thinking of. Yeah, this is the exact guy I wanted to find the post of. And millennials and to varying degrees a lot further back with many more generations. The song is recognizing and celebrating the connections that are finally starting to form, whether lighthouses signaling to each other, uh, distant embers reigniting their own flame, or our tiny campfire light. A tribe is forming between those who never had a tribe. And yes, that is more articulate than what I was able to get at. Thank you, YouTube commenter. Uh, let's see. Philotic symmetrist, you have saved my ass in this. And even with regards to AI slop, it's still incredibly optimistic because this was created by someone who actually understands the art for which the AI is being used as a tool. Someone who is not an artist will never be able to create something like this. Thus, the cream will rise to the top because those who can only rely on the AI will only get slop. And the last line I quoted: "The art, in fact, is you," isn't just some throwaway. It is a reconsideration of what art really is, because something that provides a bit of distraction for a time and is immediately forgotten, that's not great art, irrespective of how it was created or how much skill is on display. Great art changes the viewer so that the real art isn't seen on the screen or canvas, it is seen in the effect it has on the human heart. Even if AI took over the generation of superficial art, the true artwork will never change. Yeah, fair enough. Pin for correctness. Fair enough. Well, we live in an age where authorial, the author gets to override the content. So I guess this is the official interpretation of the song now. Uh, Step Scout says there is a God theme in Creamy Manjaro too. This entire video is basically a gospel. Notice how with all the good stuff there is always cream or creamy Manjaro in the back somewhere, whilst in some scenes have no cream. There are redacted hint 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 redacted. Oh yeah, you know what? Fair enough. There was no cream in there too. Also the YouTube logo, and he forgot the Zuckerborg in this one. Uh, I've been Oh my god, and I just realized, unlike in the other one, Zuckerborg is completely alone in a cave in the dark. Oh my god. I just fucking noticed that. I've been analyzing this video for the better part of the last 3 days. So yeah, you're spot on. There's just so many damn details hidden under the Easter eggs. It's crazy. Uh, yeah, someone else noticed the thing. But yeah, you know what? Fair enough. Hold on. Fucking JD Vance dancing is not gonna ever not be funny. Yeah, smash that like button, right? But there's no cream around here. YouTube itself isn't the object of isn't the thing itself that's good. Let's see. There it is. Yeah, yeah. There's nothing here. It's just Zuckerborg, isolated, alone in his own creation.
Some say he's hollow, too spooky.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, everyone did kind of, especially when he was talking to Congress, everyone did kind of think this guy was fucking off. And you know what? This explains why he's got these particular people in here, because these are the people creating the new tribe. You got the JD Vance, you got the VTubers like Smug Alana and Kirsha and Leaflet, uh, breaking away from the fucking stranglehold the mainstream community has on the VTuber community, giving people a place to go to that wouldn't have had a place to go to in the VTubing community. Well, there's no VTuber community, but I think you know what I mean. And yeah, there's Filion. And yeah, Nux Taku. Nux is definitely interesting because this guy has an interesting history. I really do want to see him react to more David Wood, though. I have been enjoying him catching up on that subject. So yeah, fair enough. That actually, again, Elon Musk with his acquisition of X. Yeah, I think those are the. I think that's mostly it. I mean, yeah, Hero Hey, Based Camp. I mean, Rev. I may not like Based Camp, but they are involved in helping to rebuild. To build that tribe that no one else had. That other people have never had. The tribe for people who have never had a tribe. My God, I can't talk right now. Chibidoki, yeah. That actually completely recontextualizes in my brain why like everyone in here was actually picked for it. It's a Gundam, yeah. Definitely Neuro. That makes a lot of sense. Uh, the fucking original, yeah, the Rick roll. So I guess that will be it for this particular video because I don't think we have any more Easter eggs that we missed here. So now knowing that this is the whole point of this, let's examine the other songs, I guess.
Dancing, don't ask why. Recycle rockets block the sky. The stars are legal friends. AI's hearts go out to you and I. And all the Cybertrucks will fry. Turns out he packed this orange guy. Flamethrower feeds the Falcon thrust. Now we're all breathing Elon's mud. Named
That fucking scene with Nux will never not be funny to me.
Spit cash out code, he's building tunnels under roads. Neural lace in every skull. The woke mind virus time to code. AI and he's raised our young.
So I gotta pause it here because one of the main complaints I've been having about like especially regulation of the internet is the only reason the regulation of the internet has been taking off in recent years is because people won't fucking raise their kids. So the internet ends up raising their kids. And I'm pretty sure this is the jab that's being made here.
To meme or not, you know which one. He tweets a thought the markets cry. Gaming feats, now that's a lie. Optimus knows kung fu trust. We all ascend through Elon's thrust. Cities home on Martian shores. Robo bros do all the chores.
Ah,
Tunnels hum like
I'm having a hard time figuring out where to even comment because like it's pretty straight to the fucking point.
sacred veins, human dreams and solar chains. He's late again, but time's a myth. He bought the moon and exits glyph. The richest clown, the rocket's cuss. What's that smell? It's Elon's musk. Cat grows code in zero G. They worship memes religiously. The sky's a grid of Starlink threads. GPUs crammed in our heads. He has a vision, man, really cooks. Grok, imagine how sick this looks. It's looking like the budget's toast. The Epstein files are just a ghost. That old non-profit closed. AI leaving Elon high and dry. He sold his house but bought the sun for 20 trillion. Starships run enough to fight the Zuckerberg, Sam Altman and his Ghibli horde. So go get chipped, it's just a plus.
So I will say that this does use a lot of dystopian imagery in it, which I think is on purpose. But again, I get the sense of like it's again in the midst of our it's so over, we have found a we're so back. Because obviously there is a strong distinction between the Zuckerberg, Sam Altman and his Ghibli horde,
Starships
and like the Musk in this song.
run enough to fight the Zuckerberg, Sam
Fucking yeah, like just like the Borg, everyone becomes the same, atomized, just a cell in the superorganism. Which I mean, to be fair, is kind of the singularitarian goal.
Altman and his Ghibli.
I guess this is the replacement of all. This is the replacement of man with AI versus the replacement of man with transhuman.
Horde, so go get chipped, it's just a plus. If Elon said we surely must.
I mean, he's not entirely wrong. There are dystopian ways these technologies can be used, but there's also ways that they could not just theoretically, but like practically, obviously benefit human life. And but the only way for that to happen is if human life continues, which means have kids. Damn it.
We must leave Earth and pierce the sky. For Kardashev, we gotta try. It smells just like first principles, with politics that push and pulls before we reach the human dust. Come take a whiff of Elon's must.
Okay, so I definitely see this song as like affectionately taking the piss out of Elon Musk. Uh to be perfectly honest. Like it is very clearly making fun of the guy, but it also very clearly seems to respect the vision, right? Which is entirely possible. You can at one time see that someone is a bit of a goofy goober or is a little bit too self-serious or, possibly a little out there, but still again respect the vision of the man, you know, that you're making fun of. And yeah, uh I I I I would agree. That man's not perfect. I'm not a big fan of his transhumanism, but I would have to agree. For Kardashev, we got to try, man. We must put a we must not rest until there is a Catholic church on Alpha Centauri. Oh wait, I already have it up. So this would be the third one I guess we'll react to, and then we'll move on to some darker news, I guess. Oh god, this took a lot longer than I thought it would.
Studio spaceship red lights hum. Spotify warps headlines dumb. CNN knows he loves his pace. Jamie, shut the bleep up, no time to waste. Cold plunge, sun a glorious sheen. Stem cells grow, repair the seams. Carnivore fueled kettlebell swings. It's entirely possible. Jim wrote there. Joe's Rogan is thick made. Minoxidil has done it again. Here is the factor. Vaccine reactor. Joe's Rogan. Jimmy, pull that shit up. I need to see.
This is the third eye, the ajna.
Exist, or is it just me? Steak sizzle check is beautiful made. And his DMT vision, the deep state is slain.
I'm so glad someone else fucking remembers this thing. To be perfectly honest, I'm so fucking glad someone actually remembers this fucking absurdity. Oh my god. Ah,
Float tank, UFOs, fighter planes. George Soros, TRT in his veins. Pull the mic closer, Jamie, play it, bro. Did Bigfoot vote? We just have to know.
fucking leaflet. I'm gonna be honest. The first time I heard the song, "Did Bigfoot vote? We just have to know." Fucking sent me.
Joe's Rogan for your brain. Podcast thunder, mainstream's insane.
I do respect the pun of podcats and not podcast. I definitely didn't hear that the first time listening to this song. Harambe definitely does not knock 100 out. The auto pen. The fucking South Park reference here is peak, to be perfectly honest. I just gotta rewind it for a moment. It fucking looks like He-Man. Just every time I see the Joe Rogan with fucking hair in these videos, he looks like fucking He-Man, and I'm completely here for it.
What if the moon's just a big mind game? Duncan's tugging threads, did I mention Epstein? It's entirely possible, it's all a dream. Joe's Rogan, he takes Bethane. Jordan Peterson's crying again. Government actor, Dragon's the raptor. Joe's Rogan. Them good old boys want their own Joe. It baffles Tim that they don't know. Lexax, Love, and Huberman hacks. Zuckerborg glitches, Asman reacts. Ice to heat and alpha brains. Gobekli Tepe and Cedar Grain. Spaceships landed now, Texas stoned. It's entirely possible, long form zone. Joe's Rogan. Results are plain. He's breathing the musk. You all know his name. Fear is a teacher. Young
How interesting is it that it's the snake that tempts to the apple that tells fear is a teacher, right?
Jamie's the seeker. Joe's Rogan.
This shot is completely necessary to the plot, and if you don't agree with me, that's entirely fine. Even if it's not necessary, we will keep it in.
He's admirable essences. Decoding secret messages. Humans' final vestiges. Making new meat sausages.
Once again, this sounds like a very affectionate parody, like a very affectionate, uh, yeah, a very affectionate parody of Joe Rogan. To be perfectly honest, for exactly the same reason that, like I said, the other one was an affectionate parody of Elon Musk. Hold on. Did my system just crash? Oh, it looks like we just crashed. Oh, did we live? Okay, we lived. I think. Well, well, I guess that's it for today. We'll see y'all later. I did not expect this, like, everything to crash on me. But yeah, I guess if I had to say one last thing, it's if I had to say one last thing, it's these songs are fucking great. But I do think that Cream of the Slop is the best one so far.